Hello, Targar friends. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here, and once again, it's time for another Orc Mode workout. And today was Max Effort Squat Day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Today was a really effing hard workout. It was tough. A lot of things were difficult today, mainly because I decided I'm mostly going to use the straight bar. My shoulder impingement is mostly rehabbed. I can get under a straight bar again. It is not comfortable. I have to keep stretching those ligaments and everything involved. I have to continue to do that. I'm going to have to get under the straight bar at least twice a week, quite a bit, to make that happen. And it's not going to be fun, and it definitely wasn't fun on good mornings today. All right, we got over to this, and because I've been squatting off this ultra deep box, I am nowhere near my old numbers. The best I've gotten so far is 455 off of a deep box. So I'm like, well, let me see if I can get a little more today, using just straight weight, no bands, no chains, and then we'll go back to the bands and chains. I'm really happy with that bar position, though, on my back this time. Went down. The lockout was a struggle. I came off the box pretty quick, and then we slowed halfway up, and that was a grind for me. It might not have looked grindy, but for me, that is a grindy squat. My maxes have usually been really fast. It's not uncommon for me to PR with a 2-second concentric on squats. That was tough, and I felt like there was a lot of back weakness, right? My back isn't used to or fully built the way that I would like it now to support that straight bar. So I decided, let's see if we can get to a 500 good morning using the straight bar, which I've never tried. I broke 500, over 500 on the Buffalo bar, way long time ago. Cambered bar, I've hit 555. So I've decided to ramp up, and it was very uncomfortable. And I have to get used to this bar again for that. And it was a little humbling because I did 405, I did 455, and 455 didn't feel like a max. It was hard. So I went for 500. When I unracked it, I knew it did not feel right, so I re-racked it. Now, you get a lot of people out there, well, that's just pussy, you should go for it. And this is why I'm going to stay injury-free up into my mid-40s right now, unlike a lot of clowns out there. Now, there's a point where we don't just go for it. It didn't feel right. Okay? Then I look at the footage. I mean, this 455 was okay, but I don't know. I would have liked to have gone an inch or two deeper. Felt good. Didn't feel good on my back. Let me put it this way. The movement felt good. Shoulders didn't like it. Then we went for 500, right? I get set in, got it in tight. I felt like I had it in a really good spot as a low bar position. I'm like, okay, this is a really good spot, right? As soon as I got it locked in, I'm like, aha, right there. Oh man, this is right. This feels good. Let me unrack it. Then I'm like, nope. Took one step back, walked it back in. Didn't feel right on my back. That's where we stopped. So, we got a grindy little 10-pound PR off the deep box on the box squat. I'm going to have to work on the straight bar good morning more. Okay, we're going to have to work on it. When I got to the rep work, it let me know that I really was near my limits. Because I calculated 10 pounds heavier than I should have for sixes, and they were hard. But let's get over to the Romanian deadlifts. This is only my second workout doing these in many years. Started with 425, went up to 445 today. Got 2 sets of 6, and they didn't feel bad at all. I'm like, okay, I still had a rep in reserve on each. They were challenging, but a little bit in the tank. Happy with that because we jumped 20 pounds. I got to the third set, and I couldn't get these straps right. The straps felt wiggly on rep 1. And I sped through it, got through 4 reps, and I went up and re-racked it because I realized the grip was coming loose. And I thought I had these figure 8s set correctly on that one, and I just didn't. I'm not particularly good with using straps. People notice that. It can be a source of amusement for some of you. I went many years poo-pooing straps, and so when I do try to use them, I just don't have the experience of when I really should use them. And I do use them. Occasionally I run into problems. I run into problems getting them set up right, because I'm just not a strap guy. But lifts like this, it makes sense, right? I'm not trying to work my grip on these. I do dead hangs and stuff every day. My grip seems to be holding pretty good when I'm deadlifting. Not worried about it on this. This is being done for other purposes. But I will say the RDLs, I really felt my middle back a lot. Really a lot of my upper back. My traps. I felt a ton of trap and T-spine on these. So it's like, okay, this is good. I mean, I felt adductors and hamstring and everything too. But, you know, we were in a good spot there. So this one I got 4 reps, and then I'm like, oh, it's slipping out of my hand. I got to rack it. But we still got 2 effective reps, because if this was about my 7 rep max, we still got some effective reps on the last set, so we're good. But it let me know how much my back was fatigued, because I went over and I'm like, let me try 365 on these for 6s. Now, I should have done about 355 based upon the max that I did do. But I'm like, I felt like it wasn't a true max. So I'm like, I got a little more. I did 2 sets of 5, and I really started feeling a lot of strain. Right? Keeping it in a good position was tough. Again, I'm going to have to get used to a straight bar. It's been so long since I've used one, only specialty bars, while I've been rehabbing and fixing that shoulder. That, man, they were rough. And I'm just now seeing this footage for the first time, so I don't even know what it looks like. But the first set felt pretty good, other than, again, the back position in the bar up there. Right? I felt a lot of work. I felt my hamstrings. Felt a lot of middle back. Started feeling like almost a little bit of low back, really almost strain and fatigue, and a lot of mid back strain happening on set 2. And I realized at that point, set 2 is going to be it. I'm not going to go for 3 sets of these today. Besides, we're going to get, this is 5 sets, because we have the 3 RDLs, 2 sets of this. It's just all my back could handle. It's really all my back could take for the day. So again, a little bit of a snafu here of, you know, being really uncomfortable with the bar back up on my back. Doing anything other than a safety squat or a cambered bar, right? Working through it. But you know what? How are we going to work through it? We have to use the bar. We have to. I've got to get comfortable with it again. Have to. The only way to do that is to train it. Rebuild that callus up on my back. Get those ligaments and everything all through my shoulders and back flexible enough, get them stretched enough to maintain these positions. Keep doing shoulder work. Keep doing my dead hangs. Okay, and I'm trying to work with a little bit of extra overhead mobility work. It's not going very well. Mobility work doesn't really work as well as people like to pretend it does. That's what the experts say, real experts. But I'm going to keep trying. Went up and weighed a little bit on these today, and I realized part of my mindset today was like, I bet you I can do these with a straight bar too. No, I'm losing my balance too much still. It would be a disaster. I'm glad I have the safety bar at least for these. So we're doing these Bulgarian split squats. You guys will notice on almost every set at some point, I lose my balance somewhere. Have to re-grab the post and finish up. But weight increase. Weight increase. And you know what? My quads were literally throbbing and destroyed on every set. And that's what counts. That's what matters. Just making sure my quads get a little more work. Making sure my hips get a little more work. Making sure my glutes get extra work. Because again, squatting and stuff, it may not be enough fully for my quads. I don't feel that my quads are weak. Look at the size of my quads on all those other lifts. They're not limiting me. But that doesn't mean we completely ignore them. Not when we're trying to hit elite lifts, especially when I'm trying to maintain muscle cutting. And that's the big deal. Question becomes, can I afford to lose quad mass on this cut? You know, I'm going to end up cutting over 30 pounds by the time I'm fully done here. All right. Holding on to lean tissue becomes real important. I'm going to try to push and make some gains on it. It doesn't matter whether people think that's crazy or not. I'm still going to try. But at the very least, if we try hard enough, let's say a worst case scenario, we try hard to make some gains while cutting. We don't, but it helps us keep the muscle we have. I'm still in a good spot. Still in a good spot. It's going to take me a while. If I want to hold on to muscle, it's going to take me a while to cut down to where I want to be. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, at this point, I'm 17 pounds in. But you know, I'm talking about going to 210 and then possibly under, down to 224. So I've got to hit all these things. But right now we're going to see a lot of posterior chain and back focus, a lot of tension on my glutes. And I'm not even going to do, I don't think, glute ham raises for now. I'd rather make sure my glutes get hit. I'm already getting a lot of hamstring work between RDLs good mornings or reverse hypers. I'm not worried about it. No point in making my hamstrings cramp, which is what the glute ham raise does. I can just do bigger movements. Let's get a lot of tension on everything. Even this puts a lot of tension. This is a heavy exercise. It's because it's on one leg and your body weight's included. It is very heavy. So I decided let's do more glute bridges. And especially if I look at where I feel like the squat slowed down, you know what? These could be of great benefit. As soon as we get to that sticking point. It took me a bit to kind of get these centered up. This first set was off a little bit because I'm going pretty heavy. So I'm doing 6s instead of 10s. I went up to 575. But then it went into place, and I feel like I can increase this weight, actually. I had reps in reserve on every set, at least 1 rep. Right, at least 1 rep. But I know that my back is more of a weak link right now on all my squatting. I can really tell as I'm doing it. Which, again, we're putting a lot of work into. All these RDLs, good mornings, are hitting it. The RDLs are hitting it. Speed pulls are hitting it. But then all the pull-ups and chin-ups and other stuff that I'm doing on the upper days. And I'm going to get really strong at those again. I'm weak at them still relative to where I have been at my best. Because, again, that's what originally impinged my shoulder. I've corrected largely the issue, and I'm working towards continuing to build the aspect of it that caused the impingement so that we don't have a reoccurrence. And I feel I'm being pretty successful at that. But the back has got to have a lot more work. I do feel like it is a big limit in my squats. I can feel that mid-back big time. So we've got to continue to work on it and using all these tools to do so. But again, as far as the lower body aspects, the glute bridges, right, this is working a lot of what I need for the squat. Okay, along with those, not necessarily the RDLs. We could argue the RDLs too, actually. Could make a hell of a case for the RDL. But the Bulgarian split squats, which I need to continue to get stronger at. The glute bridges, that'll all help. My back was pretty beat up, though. Even some of the low back, though, from those good mornings and just that bar position, and felt like it was kind of unstable up there still on some of the reps. So my low back feels a little strained due to the awkward loading. These felt really good on it. Pulling it, getting that pull, that traction again on the reverse hypers today. This felt really good. Because it took a lot of that strain out. But I can tell my middle back, hopefully it's not going to mess with pull-ups tomorrow. Because I can tell my lower lats, my lower traps, all of that are beat the hell up from today. They are beat up. You know what? I'm going to get good food in, get plenty of protein. Get some quality carbs in, electrolytes. I'm eating a little bit of watermelon. Normally I do white rice for my main carb. Today I'm doing watermelon, and yesterday. Get everything hydrated. Get a good night's sleep and then recover, and we should be good tomorrow. Should be good. But that area hurts right now. Even as I'm doing the voiceover here, I can feel that area. And I already know it's going to have DOMs tomorrow. Just accept that. And that's okay. Some novel training response with those good mornings, even if it was really suboptimal weight for me compared to what I can do on some other variations. We got some good work in. And those RDLs really were a lot of work. Because it's only the second time doing them again, and I stepped the weight up 20 pounds. I feel like I'm going to be able to be repping 500 for 6s, in a reasonable time frame on those. And I think that's when we're going to see the best carryover. And it's something, and I've tried to say in the past, I'm not against RDLs. I program them for some of my clients, more so in more recent times. Just that I think the good morning is a more effective overall tool. All of my lifters do good mornings, not all of them do RDLs. Right? But in my case, I'm going to benefit from them right now. Something I haven't been training. Trust some weak links. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.